Welcome into IllinoisPrep.com. I am Skylar King, talking girls high school swimming. A couple of big meets this week. As always, you can get on me at Twitter, at SkylarIPrep. You can email me, Skylar, at IllinoisPrep.com. And as always, look at us on the message board, tell me what you're thinking, and you can see us on Facebook. I went to a meet this week, Neuqua, Naperville North, and there was also the Neuqua invite this week that I got some results from. Naperville North, what I was seeing there was obviously missing Amy Novak. 23 sprinter last year as a sophomore, doesn't come out for the team. Also missing Caitlin Pilgrim, the breaststroker from last year. Really hurting the depth of the Huskies. They got the Lost sisters out there and Becca Bogle. But Neuqua, again, just as I saw when they swam against Naperville Central, so much depth, especially with the sprint freestylers. And they just overwhelmed Naperville North. I really think that would have been a great meet if Amy Novak had been there. And, you know, it was one of those, not even everyone on Neuqua was clicking on all cylinders. Courtney Taylor looked very good, posted faster times in both the breaststroke and the IM than she had in that Naperville Central meet that I saw earlier. Then Neuqua hosted an invite this weekend, and they were clearly the best team there. And Gia Del Sandro stole the show, a 56 in the butterfly and a 57 in the backstroke. And that 56 was also with Gabby Sims, my preseason pick to win the 100 butterfly, with her neck and neck. And she touches out Gabby Sims, who also won a 56 in the butterfly. And when you see a performance like that, I saw her swim the butterfly against Naperville North, and she went 58. And to see her pop that 56, you have to be thinking, if you're a coach out there in the state that has butterflyers, or even if you're a fan of the Neuqua program, the Gia Del Sandro might have to give serious consideration. Gia Del and her coach, obviously, need to give serious consideration to moving out of the 100 free and swimming the 100 butterfly, because she's right there. Doesn't even have to drop much time to get locked in to that top 6 in the 100 fly. And obviously we saw the 505 and the 500. Gia Del Sandro can do everything. And so the butterfly is definitely an option for her. Wouldn't really change anything from last year in terms of the rest between events. It's just a one event difference between the fly and the 100 free. But clearly, when you look at the versatility of this team, a Megan Childs could swim the 100 free. She went a 53 on Saturday, looking really tough. She could do that along with the breaststroke. So many lineup possibilities come sectional and state time for the Neuqua Valley Wildcats. And that was on display on Saturday. And again, like I said, Del Sandro 57 in the backstroke. That's her go-to event that we know she's going to be swimming at the end of the year, along with a couple relays. And just all over the board, Neuqua Valley was looking good. And I think no matter what sort of relay combinations they put together, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with at the state meet over these next couple weeks, starting with the Rosary Invitational on the 24th. I'm going to be out trying to see as many different teams as possible. And on this upcoming Tuesday, I'm going to be at that Sandburg Loyola duel. And then I think it's a Fenwick Oak Park dual meet. It's on the 20th. Going to try and see as many of these top 10 teams as possible, really get that top times list that we put together and see how many different schools we can get in there, because obviously there's so much talent around the state that we haven't seen yet and we haven't gotten results on. We finally had a bunch of results pour in from that New Trier Lions duel. Obviously, New Trier, defending state champions, our number one team right now. Samantha James, 153 in the 200, an event that she won't even be swimming at the end of the year. Just incredible stuff out of the Trevians. Didn't have necessarily all their A relay people in there. That's something I'll look forward to at New Trier Relays, October 15th. One of, if not the biggest regular season invitational of the year is that New Trier Relay meet. A lot of top teams are going to be there. And this is becoming that time where every Saturday there's going to be a big invitational. You got Rosary, you got Sandburg, you got St. Charles North all coming up in this stretch. And then shortly after that, you're hitting conference sectionals in state. So I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot of these teams. Got those Catholic League dual meets on the schedule when you talk about Fenwick, Loyola, and Rosary. Seeing all of them in action against each other should be a very intense environment. But quickly before we check out, I've got two things. One, going back to that Nequa invite. Peoria Notre Dame came up, and Peoria Notre Dame, everyone's favorite downstate school from the boys season. They swam unbelievable on the sophomore level. My problem with what happened was that a lot of these freshmen and sophomores should have been on their varsity lineup. I think it's not a good idea to swim your people down just because you know you can't win on the varsity level. No one's going to give you credit for winning the frosh soph when they should be your varsity people. That just makes it look like you're scared of swimming your best kids against the best competition, and you think you're going to take some moral victory out of winning the lower level. I don't like it at conference either, unless you're shaving an upperclassman for varsity and letting your underclassman that's going to be at sectionals swim down to give that upperclassman an opportunity. Coaches don't do it. Let your kids swim against the best competition unless there's a clear, meaningful reason not to. Lastly, the Illinois swimming family, and specifically the Evanston swimming family, lost a legend. Dobby Burton passed away on Friday night, I believe it was. He was longtime Evanston coach from the mid-40s to the mid-80s. 5 state titles, 4 national titles, over 200 All-Americans, a 4:18-54 dual meet record. And he is one of the 3, I guess you would call it the Mount Rushmore coaches in the state of Illinois that were around during the 60s and the 70s primarily. Dobby Burton, Evanston, Dave Robertson, New Trier, and Don Watson, Hinsdale Central, really made Illinois swimming what it was during that era. And certainly condolences go out to the Burton family, his son Bruce, who is a coach at New Trier, and everyone in the Evanston community that remembers the impact that Dobby Burton had on so many swimmers and people around that Evanston community. So Illinois Prep sends their best out to everyone involved who knew and loved Dobby Burton. So until next week, for IllinoisPrep.com, I'm Skylar King. As always, you can get to me at Skylar iPrep, Skylar at IllinoisPrep.com, the message boards, Facebook, do it all. Let us know what you're thinking. Until next time, this is Skylar King for IllinoisPrep.com.